I did not vote for you in the last election. But I'm glad that you came in as a president of this country. I am very happy that I did not get my wish in the last election, because I've seen what you are capable of doing. In line with my own, what Allah has said to us. Your Excellency, you have brought this country together. You have gone to the four corners of this country to unite this country. Please continue uniting this country. You have gone to the four corners of this world to create opportunities for Kenyans. Continue doing that. We are doing very well globally. Your Excellency, you have done so much for education, so much so that I have very little to worry about in my constituency. I have the resources and I'm able to take care of a lot of the needs of the young boys and girls in there. As I'm talking to you now, I have sent to universities not less than 100 students who are going to study medicine, both inside and outside the country, through the support of your own government here. You have put the right team together, the team of Machogu and Belior CS. They are doing a fantastic job. We don't even complain too much about the TSC. Before we used to complain, but now we have engaged one another and we're doing very well. Your Excellency, you took over the reins of this country when the economy of this country was in the ICU. Everybody knows that. Your predecessors literally robbed this country dry. Literally. Made the coffers of this country not only dry, but also put us into massive commitments, borrowed left, right, and center, and never used a lot of those resources for the development of this country. We have to call a spade a spade. That's a fact. Your Excellency, Kenyans have got to tighten their belts. If you want to get somewhere, you have to suffer a little bit. But I'm sure we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel within the shortest possible time. Otherwise, we were going to default in the payment of our own international global financial obligations. And if that happens, God forbid, it is very bad. Everything was going to come down crashing. But we are able to execute that very well, and you have done a fantastic job in the manner in which you have done that. Your Excellency, there is talk of the judiciary. I've said this many times before. There's nowhere in the world we are not trying to reinvent the wheel again. These things have been done. Have you ever heard a project in the USA where the court comes and says that the government cannot implement this? No. There is no democracy in the country where the executive, that's why it's called the independence of the three arms of the government, of the state. The role of the government is to execute and to govern and to allocate resources and to manage development without anybody coming in and interfering in that. The role of parliament is to make laws. And the role of the judiciary is to arbitrate what is brought to them, but which does not infringe on the independence of any of the other two arms of government. We have a rogue judiciary in the country right now. We need to get this right. I keep saying this all the time. We have to get right. Now you see the government allocates resources for this road, and the courts say, no, you can't allocate. There are orders. What kind of orders are those ones? There's nowhere in the world where democracy works like that. Have you ever seen in the UK when the government says this has to be done and the judiciary or the courts come in and say the government cannot do that? No, they can't. It's not allowed. So you have to say, call a spade a spade. Parliament has got to exert its independence in legislation. The judiciary cannot come and tell Parliament what to do and what not to do. Your government, you are there to govern. You are there to allocate resources. You are there to bring development for the people of Kenya. You're only accountable to the people of Kenya. Nobody else. Nobody else. Your Excellency, thank you very much. You have reached out to us as the leadership from the North. We have had a meeting with you, more than 2 or 3 meetings with you now. And you are coming to our area and you have already initiated a lot of development. This is the first time in a very long time that we are seeing a president who cares about the 4 corners of this country. Mr. President, I congratulate you for that. You know that I'm not somebody who sings anything for sycophancy. I say facts the way they are. Kenyans know me for that. You have done a fantastic job in uniting this country. You went to Nyanza province, Luo Nyanza, initiated developments, even though your opponent, my good old friend, was from there. You went to our area, although we gave you very little votes, you have initiated a lot, and you are doing that in the 4 corners of this country. As we sit right now here, I can see you invited me from the north, there's Baya from the coast, there is Governor Baraza from Western, there is an MP from Kihungi is from Central, there is somebody from Eastern. I mean, what more did we want? We have seen, I have lived in this country for the longest, and I have seen when government used to belong to a small community only. There was nothing that was for Kenyans. You've brought everything for Kenyans. We will support you 100%. I will be out there to support your programs, your political life, and whatever you have to do, we are there with you because you proved yourself worthy of our support.